So my name is Charlie Reith. I'm the Operations Director, Digital Program Manager Lead for SeaFlo Consultancy Services. And I'm going to give you a short presentation on some case study work that we've been doing in connection with the energy transition zone, renewables, floating offshore wind, and a little bit of an intro to how we see it transferring into wave energy. September last year, we were awarded a grant from the Energy Transition Zone, ETZ, in Aberdeen, which effectively helps us transfer a lot of our oil and gas industry experience into progressing our digital twin solution for the renewables energy transition zone. And this whole slide pack will be available to the Digital Twin Hub community later, so I'm not going to read out all the words in this introductory slide, but effectively it's building a digital twin solution that will be favourable for the energy transition, ecosystem-friendly solution, and ultimately building on developing elements of artificial intelligence and machine learning computation models as well. Next slide, please. So one of the key things that I believe is significant in how we can contribute to developing an effective digital twin. In 2019, we were awarded a consultancy contract for a client in Australia called Beach Energy. And I'll keep it simple to say that that client had some serious challenges about upgrading an offshore rig, which was being modified in Singapore to do offshore drilling and completions in the Bass Strait south of Australia in a very challenging offshore environment. And during the project meetings, we had a number of risk management sessions. And one of the things that I said within the team meetings and the client's offices down in Adelaide in Australia was that to help us get some of these decisions across the line was to use our simulator system to help simulate the offshore challenges prior to going offshore. And this turned out to be very effective to help de-risk the offshore campaigns. And I think it's a major factor of contributing to an effective a real operational digital twin, is having that skill set and knowledge and how to put that into a digital twin for offshore. I say this turned out very effective, and the simulator was the key thing that got the risk decisions across the line. And that's being fed into predictive data analytics. So I just thought this was an appropriate statement to share with everybody about how experience and learnings from other sectors can be transferred into an energy transition sector. And that's part of some of the work that we've been doing with the National Subsea Centre in Aberdeen. Still not complete yet, but it's a key thing of helping de-risk and making an effective offshore operational, truly effective and reliable digital twin, which is not in place in the industry yet as far as we're concerned. Next slide, please. So this solution of ours, so we're working in partnership with a Canadian software company called GRI Simulations. And our solution will be available through Microsoft Azure, cloud-based solution. And it's also got interconnectors to SAP for transferring business management decision-making process for those who use SAP, which quite a lot of our clients do. But in the heart of it is the predictive engine. And we're the experience from data analysts and building up a team that can complement the predictive engine solution, and how that can be effectively utilized a cloud-based solution through an application program interface, a standard API link. And because of the increasing remote operations hubs that are evolving globally, where you basically reduce the vessel time offshore and the manpower time offshore and help develop an effective ESG, environmental social governance platform with less people traveling and less people working offshore. This is another real measure of building an effective digital twin with reliable, predictive data analytics to the cloud. Next slide, please. So at the heart and at the back end of our solution is the GRI software, which is called the IDEA Digital Twin. So it's an interactive design, engineering, analytical software tool. We're already using it effectively in subsea production systems. The image on the left-hand side is a subsea asset offshore Canada, where it's in a pilot program at the moment. And we're effectively progressing this technology through technology readiness levels, TRLs, in compliance with DNV recommended practice A204 and some ISO standards. I can't effectively share the full simulations of this today in this presentation, but some of this will be available to the hub at a later date. Next slide, please. Again, in here, there's some simulations which unfortunately are not working effectively in this slide presentation this morning, but it's a very effective interactive design engineering simulation tool, which we've effectively simulated the engineering design analytics into the digital twin. And we've also demonstrated how we can take prototype development work from autonomous underwater vehicles and inspection vehicles into an effective simulator, which is part of simulating and predictive offshore operations, whichever kind of offshore operation it is going to be very effective in robotic autonomous systems, as well as this overall solution gets developed and its readiness for full deployment in these various applications offshore. And we've done some effective work on some of the data that we've had so far for offshore floating wind related to mooring systems, which I'll discuss in some of the next slides.
Oh, you've got
slide, please.
15 seconds left. That's okay.
Oh, okay. Taking too long talking about these things, sorry. This again is a simulation which I can't properly present today, but effectively we can, the digital twin solution can use effective simulations for resident AUV vehicles, robotic autonomous systems, pulling data into the digital twin, which again we'll have to share at a later date. You jump to the next slide. Yeah, again, we've got case study work. It's still ongoing for floating offshore wind, which is pulling in all of the dynamics from mooring systems, the dynamics of the subsea structures, all being built into the digital twin solution. Next slide. This here just shows some of the outputs from some of that work to date, where it's basically highlighting that you need to be proactive with the work that you're doing offshore, and you still periodic inspections, doing some marine growth cleaning, But the key words are that you need to have an effective engineering design tool that works with the basis of design of what the offshore asset is supposed to be doing, so that your digital twin can represent effectively the change in the life cycle parameters of the offshore asset that you're actually working with.